everyone, it's Sharona from Payroll Waits, and today I'm going to be reviewing Euphoria Season 2, Episode 6, 1,000 Little Trees of Blood. You guys, we are getting closer and closer to the season finale of Season 2, and I'm really upset about it because there's only 8 episodes this season, so we only got 2 more episodes left. I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but we're going to have to figure it out together. But just to remind you all, I know it's Super Bowl Sunday. We're still doing our Euphoria live, okay? The halftime show would have been over. You already gonna know who's gonna win or lose at this point, wherever point it will be in the game by the time this live show starts. So I just want to let you know, as soon as you're done with this video, go ahead and click and go into the live show where we can talk about tonight's episode. But let's get into the recap. So we see that at the end of last week's episode, we saw Leslie sitting at the table, and when the door opens, you know, we didn't know who it was, but we now see that it was Rue. And so I guess Zendaya said, you know what? I know that y'all said put some respect on Zendaya's name, especially with last week's episode. But this week she said, I'm not done yet, okay? We're going to give you some more acting. Not like she don't be acting the whole season. But honey, it was some really heartbreaking moments in this episode, especially just as simple as a thing, you know, with all these different symptoms that Rue has been having, that she's going through withdrawal. Not even being able, like her muscles just being so messed up that she can't even open up a simple Jolly Rancher, okay? Now for me, I was like, the reason that you probably can't open it up because your body is telling you that the watermelon flavor of Jolly Ranchers is trash, and the only one you should be eating is cherry. But I know I'm probably gonna start some fights in the comment section below. I said what I said. Cherry is the only one that you need to be eating in the first place, okay? So we see that, you know, her focus that she had, that Rue has, just like staring at this. And Zendaya even had the Viola Davis snot bubble, okay? She had the snot bubble. She took it up a notch this episode with the snot bubble that came out as she's trying to open up this Jolly Rancher. But what's even more heartbreaking of her accepting this defeat as she's staring at it is her mother Leslie having to watch her child go through this, to watch her go through these withdrawals. You see her trying to give her water, trying to do everything to help her. And this is then when we see, you know, she ends up breaking down, and you know, the Rue breaks down and Leslie just looks absolutely heartbroken. And the contrast of seeing, you know, Rue at the beginning of this episode to where we see Leslie in the episode, where you would think that like Rue is in this better place, right? Like she's gotten through the worst of her withdrawal. She seems to be on the up and up, that she wants to be better. And to see at the end of the episode when Leslie says, I know my daughter and she's going to kill herself. And to know with that level of certainty as a parent that your child is literally on the brink of leaving this earth, that has to be something really hard. And just to see the contrast of Rue opening to Leslie closing this out, I just thought it was, whoo, it was a lot of my soul, okay? It was a lot of my soul. But you know, Rue talks about in her voiceover about how when you go to hospitals, they're easier to deal with because these people don't know you. They don't know the things that you said to your loved ones. They don't know the things that you've done to score your next high. They are just here to treat the patient. Now, we know, given some of these stories, that sometimes it's not always the best going to a hospital either. But for Rue, because she has hurt her friends, because she's hurt her family, like those are the only people at this point who don't know what she's capable of or some of the nasty things that she's done. And so as she's staying home, you know, because they weren't able to find her a bed in the rehab yet, seeing the emotional toll that her addiction has taken on her mother, has taken on her sister, especially Gia. And I'm really grateful that in this episode that they really shed a light on how Gia is a forgotten character, and maybe sometimes like why we might not see as much storyline or backstory for Gia is because Gia is always living in the shadow of her sister Rue, because Rue is the one who's addicted to drugs. Rue is the one who's always going through something, and how that can really just put this dark shadow over Gia, and how she would have every right to be upset with Rue because she's kind of taking her joy away from her. No one's able to focus on her because we always have to focus on Rue. And so I love that in this episode that we get to see Ali really shed light on that and really help Rue and especially Leslie understand that there has to be some attention given to Gia as well. But, you know, she says that Rue is, kind of going through everything that's happened over the past couple of weeks, and she doesn't remember everything that she said to, her mother or to, her friends. But one of the things is she was like, she wished she could say that she didn't mean it. But at the end of the day, like, it was what she was feeling. It was what she was thinking. Like my mom always told me, a drunk man's talk is a sober man's thought. And so, especially with the conversation that she had with Jules, it felt like a lot of that stuff was like just really hidden and she hadn't said it out loud yet. So I can understand what she was saying, but she talks about like, even if she were to get clean today, that nobody else will forget the traumas of what, before she got clean. Everyone will remember all of these things, that Rue has done over the course of the years through her addiction. And so it almost feels like it's, you're playing a losing game. Even if I get clean, like these people are never going to forget, right? You see in the conversation that they have at the dinner table, where Gia, Rue is talking about, I finally hit rock bottom. This time is going to be different. She's very hopeful. She's very optimistic. And, and Gia's kind of just like, I mean, if you mean it this time, then great, but I'm not going to get excited because we've been here, done that. Like, it's nothing for me to get excited about. So I was really happy that one of the things that Rue wanted to do when she was starting to feel a little bit better is she wanted to call Ali and apologize. Now, at first I thought they had already got back cool, but I guess that was just a flashback or whatnot, because they didn't get cool until like a couple of minutes later when she calls Ali on the phone. Now, Ali could have just been taking her to NA, I don't know, but that's just how it came off with me. But when she calls Ali, and Ali was like, what you want, Rue? Ali was not having it. He was like, what do you want, little girl? Because I'm not finna be sitting up here playing with you today. And to see like how scared she was, and one of her biggest regrets was the things that she said to Ali, because Ali's one of the only people in this world who really understands who she is and still loves her unconditionally. And even as quickly as after she says the words like, I'm sorry and I regret what I said to you, he was trying to tell like, Rue, I forgive you. Just like that. And we saw the things that she said to him and he was just like, I forgive you. It's fine. I forgive you. Like, let's move forward. That was, woo, because she was, just to see the vulnerability that Zendaya was given in that scene, to just see how emotional she got when she started crying, because sometimes, like, and especially I remember being a teenager, and especially I wasn't grappling with all of the things that, Rue was going through, but you feel like everything is the end of the world, and you feel like no one's going to forgive you, and you just feel like, I just want to die. As much as I do be laughing at Cassie when she be talking about how she want to kill herself, like, those are thoughts that I went through in high school. Now, I wasn't effing nobody best friend, man, but, I was still having those thoughts, and so to see, like, kind of that weight lifted off for her, almost as if, like, well, if Ali can forgive me, then maybe, like, my mother can forgive me, or Gia can forgive me, like, I just really felt that in that moment. And so she was like, when she was like, how do you know that I mean it this time? And I think he's referencing Hebrews 4:16, but he says, he said the hour is sure to come, so you must forgive graciously. I think that does come from Hebrews 4:16. Lord, if my mom was watching this, she'll be able to tell me if I was right or wrong. But yeah, so I love how that's also another full circle moment, because after she apologizes, she quickly takes the candy, unwraps it, throws her in her mouth, still with that raggedy watermelon flavor. But I was like, hey, what can we ask for? At least you were able to open the Jolly Rancher at this point. I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing else, okay? I'm not going to say nothing else. I know I'm fighting words for some people because I just truly don't understand how y'all be eating the watermelon flavor. It's disgusting. So, we see that Ali goes to visit her. He wants to cook dinner for her and her family. And when she opened the door, he was like, you like the cat coughed you up. And I was like, nah, Ali, she knows she looked like trash. Why you gotta say that to her? But did y'all peek the way that Leslie was looking at Ali when he came in? She was looking like, I said, Leslie had on makeup. I ain't never seen Leslie had no full face. Leslie had her hair down. She had the lipstick on. I didn't see her having that when she was dating that raggedy dude last season. I didn't see all of that for Leslie. Who you getting cute for, Leslie? You can't be sleeping with the sponsor, Leslie. Leslie said, Ali, I don't care what you done been through, baby, because I am here for you. Spread it open. All right. So, he asked Gia, can you help me come cook? And, you know, Rue is trying to help him. He was like, you can keep your old diarrhea behind the bottom of my kitchen going through all your withdrawal symptoms. Heck no. And so I like that he's having this conversation with Gia, and he was like, it's okay to be angry. And she was like, I'm fine. Like, you know, and he was like, well, baby, I didn't ask you to, like, he kind of caught her up like, you projecting because I didn't ask you all of that. But clearly you're upset. And he's just trying to let her know, like, it's okay to be this upset. But, you know, this is kind of when they're at the table and stuff and this and that, and they have that conversation, and Gia kind of makes this side comment. But I'm happy that, you know, it's crazy because when she was talking about, well, it's only a 5% chance, right? But he was like, well, is there hope for that? And he was like, well, it's up to Rue for there to be that hope. Like, that's on Rue if she's going to be in that 5%. And I love that he passes the ownership back to Rue and not necessarily like, well, my family doesn't believe in me, so I guess I'm just not going to get clean, right? Like, I like that he puts it like it's on Rue. It's not on Gia. It's not on Leslie. It's not on Ali. It's on Rue to be the one to get back to where she needs to be. And so I was dying laughing when she started talking about Jules, and she was like, actually, you know what? I ain't trying to talk to her or Elliot, but she did say like her and Elliot, Jules and Elliot hadn't talked, but she was like, F them. F them, which leads me to believe that she does know that they had sex or that they did something. So I'm just trying to figure out when is the cat gonna hit, like, when is the cat gonna come out of the bag for that, okay? Because I need to be there when it happens, when she confronts the two of them. What is that going to actually look like? But actually, I'll finish it up with Rue because it's a very, I would say it's more of a heavy Nate, Maddie, Cassie love triangle story this week. I do like that at the end, we see that, you know, Gia comes in, she's like, can I sleep in your bed? And, you know, Rue makes a statement like, I don't know anything that's been going on with you. And she was just like, you know what, when you get out, I'll tell you everything that's happening. Kind of like, Gia needs to know that Rue is going to do the work in order for her to let her back in. And then we get that heartbreaking moment at the end with Leslie talking about, you know, they call her, they're not trying to take Rue as an inpatient, they're trying to throw her out to do a detox program instead of doing inpatient rehab. And to hear Leslie have to argue, to have to fight for her daughter to be seen as somebody who is literally going to kill themselves is absolutely heartbreaking. To keep hearing her say, like, I know my daughter is going to kill herself. Like, you don't know my daughter. She is going to kill herself. Almost kind of doing the reverse. Rue loves that they know nothing about her, so they're not going to judge her. But at the end of the day, that can still be, you know, an issue because they see her more as a commodity than actually being a person that needs help. Oh, well, she could just detox at home. She's not important enough to come to inpatient. I kind of like how we kind of get the flip side of that from what Rue's point of view is versus what Leslie's point of view is as a mother. So I really love to see all of the interaction. I wish that we got to see more of Leslie and Gia even outside. I feel like first season they did a little bit better job of giving Gia her own agency with her story as far as her hanging out with the twins or kind of doing her own thing. I just hope that we get to see more of that in future seasons because you never know what happens. Something always happens behind scenes. Could be people's schedules. We don't know what the hell is going on, but what I do know, I want to see a little bit more of Leslie and Gia. And is it going to be a Leslie and Ali type of romance? I don't know. But Leslie was looking real smitten. But let's go with Kat, because Kat, finally, we're going to be done with this storyline. Praise the Lord, saints. So Kat is at lunch with Ethan, being as rude as she always is with Ethan because she's on the phone with Maddie. And when she gets off the phone, Ethan did kind of rush up. I was like, hold on, you finna hit her? Like, I would have been like, square up, like what? What you jumping fast for? He jumped real fast just to kiss her. I was like, Ethan, you're doing too much. It's just too much. That was too much. She's still wrong for how she treats you, but that was too much. Because I was like, girl, push your hand. He's finna fight you. That's literally what I thought was going to happen. I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe I got PTSD, but that's just what I was thinking. So, you know, he was like, what's going on? Because it seemed urgent. Like, you made me cancel rehearsal. What's going on? And this girl sitting up here talking about she got a brain disorder. I said, I can't. Wait a minute. You have a brain disorder? Like, what are you talking about? And thank you, Ethan, for asking the right questions. Like, so what's the name of it? Because he was like, I know he wants to be like, because I'm calling BS on this right now. And he kind of called her out on herself because she tried to turn it back around and gaslight him a little bit. And I was just like, Kat, this is not how gaslighting works. Because like you're clearly wrong. And it's clear that you're trying to break up with him. So he was just like, you know what? It was wrong for me to, I like that he said, that she didn't live up to his expectations because he would at least expect her to tell the truth to him. So they end up breaking up. That's all I'm gonna give to it because I just don't know what's going on with the storyline. Like, I know the stories that people have heard, but I'm just like, y'all, if y'all gonna keep Kat next season, whatever y'all business is or y'all beef is, that's y'all business. As a viewer watching each week, y'all need to give Kat a better storyline. Y'all could at least went back to the domination stuff if this is what you was gonna do instead. And give Ethan somebody, because he done been through way too much this season for no reason, dealing with this craziness. Honestly, if Lexi wasn't with Fezco, I would actually put Lexi and Ethan together. That's just me, but it is what it is. But speaking of Lexi and Fezco, let's also get into Cassie right behind. Cassie get on my damn nerves. She just irks my spirit. She really disrupts my spirit. Like, for real. Like, there's no redemption for Cassie in my eyes. I don't care what else happens in the future seasons. I don't really care. Because, like, Cassie's just a dummy. She's a dummy. She's a dummy. Like a dummy. A dummy. So, Cassie mama is making Lexi hide all in the knives because she knows that her daughter is just over the top. Lexi like, is this really necessary? I said, Lexi, have you not met your sister? Have you not met her? Because I've only known her for 2 seasons, and you known her your whole life, and she's already getting on my nerves. So I don't even understand why you're not fed up. Okay? So Lexi starts having second thoughts about doing her play because she feels bad because Cassie's going through all of this, and you know, Fez is just like, do what you gotta do, boo. Like, this is for you. And he was like, but make sure you put me beating Nate's ass in the play. And I was like, best idea you'd have had this whole season. So Fez is watching Stand By Me, which I absolutely think is so adorable that him and Lexi love this movie. And they watching it, then he's shedding a little thugs here at the end. And I was like, why you sit up here smoking, old Fez? Go kiss her already. Kiss her. Can someone cute kiss the girl Little Mermaid to come on so he can go kiss her? I just don't know why he got to be slow all the time too. But let me find out that Lexi and Fez are cinephiles. Let me find out that that's what they doing. But in the midst of all of Cassie's breakdown, Nate has Cassie going straight to voicemail, okay? She going straight to voicemail. And I was really happy that Cassie's mother was able to tell her, like, any way you try to spin this, honey, you're wrong. You're trash. You're raggedy. Now, she didn't say all those things to her daughter, but I know that her mama was thinking it. I know she was thinking it. And Cassie was getting upset because no one can understand why they keep saying that she's in the wrong. You just don't sleep with your best friend's boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend. It just doesn't matter. It don't matter. It's just weird. It's weird. So, Cassie mama was just like, bruh, you need to go upstairs, figure out what you want to do with your life. I'm just trying to watch Millionaire Matchmaker. You getting on my damn nerves. But I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go to hell for this. But I'm just going to be honest with y'all because I'm always honest with you. When Cassie was trying to kill herself with a corkscrew, I started laughing. Because I was just like, because I knew she couldn't kill herself, y'all. But I was like, Beach, a corkscrew? A corkscrew. Like, and then when she looked at Lexi, like, see, this is why I was telling you to hide all this stuff from your raggedy sister. So, Lexi's even questioning her, like, sis, I know, like, is this what was happening? So Lexi she wasn't having anything at all. But what I didn't like was how Cassie called Lexi a loser for being friends with Rue, and how she tried to like diss Rue. I said, we will not tolerate the Rue slander. Not from you, Cassie. Not from you. No, we won't. You up here trying to talk smack. I'm glad her mama let her know what the deal was. Now, hear me out. I never agree with Cassie. But she was just like, yes, Rue's father died and our father left us. Like, I mean, both of those could have been triggers for either one of y'all to start drugs. I just want to say that. So Cassie wasn't like far off. But you should never use someone else's issue to try to make you seem more important. Like, that's just not okay, Cassie. So we see that when Cassie mama said that she needed an exorcism, I was just like, she does. But a key thing that we need to pay attention to is what happened with Fast Cole's story. So we see that Faye goes outside to take the trash out. Her raggedy ass boyfriend shows up in the rain. I was like, are y'all trying to make this like a moment or something? But then she ends up finding out that he got visited by the police who was asking about Mouse's murder, who Ashtray killed at the beginning of the season. So he ends up cooperating with the police. So it seems he about to be a rat. He finna snitch. Faye finna get dragged into it. But can we just take a moment to laugh at Faye's face when she was like, are you cooperating with them? She was like, the whole time. I said, ma'am, I really hope that you just be doing this like extra to just make us laugh while we're watching these moments. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but Ashtray missed all of this because he has to go use the bathroom, so he wasn't paying attention to the cameras. He should have known something was up when she came back acting all weird. But Faye acts weird every episode, so I can see also too why this wouldn't even faze him in one bit of way, shape, or form. But something serious probably going to happen with all of that. Let's just pray that Fez is going to be okay, because I know y'all been spreading around and everybody been saying, Fez is going to die this season. I'm just like, baby, I don't know if that's true, and I hope that's not true. But with this little bit of information that we have, it might be true at this point. So, Maddie's clearly upset at everything that happened. She hasn't even called Nate at this point, but I know she's plotting revenge. Now, I was trying to figure out why Kat, when she was on the phone with her, plotting, Cassie's murder, and how Kat is just agreeing with all of this. I was just really confused. I was like, maybe she knows that she's not really going to murder someone. I don't know, but I just wouldn't play around like that. But I was like, how you didn't trust Cassie this whole time, but you ain't said nothing until now? See, that's what Maddie should have checked Kat too. Because when your friends be saying stuff that just don't be making sense just because you upset and they try to make you feel better, you be like, how, Sway? How? But it was cute watching her have a talk with Samantha, even though she had like a little ditzy moment when Samantha was trying to tell her that she was a Cassie before, and it just was going above Maddie's head each way she tries to tell her. But, it is what it is, but clearly we know Samantha ain't this either. So, but Samantha said she got better, she got married, she never envisioned herself. Maybe she is like, hey, Cassie's gonna get through this. Maybe that's what Samantha is there for. I don't know yet, because I don't really know Samantha's purpose, but it's okay. So, let's talk about Nate. So, at this point, his mama living her best life, okay? She playing her music from back in the day. She playing her 90s music. She smoking. She drinking in the middle of the day. Like, Nate is happy that his daddy is gone too. But I was just like, so nobody gonna clean the piss off the floor? Like, I know the house got to stink at this point. Y'all don't smell it. You just gonna let it go. It's just not making sense to me. The math is just not mathing on why y'all want to smell that. But it is what it is. But I'm happy that, his mom addresses his anger issues. And I thought it was weird because he was like, I'm not an angry person. Or he tried to make it seem like his anger has something to do with Cal. But she was just like, no, like, I know your daddy raggedy. Yes, he is. But she was like, when you turn 8 or 9, like, you just got dark out of nowhere. You used to be a little sweetheart. And he was like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, 8 or 9, homie, you definitely know at 8 or 9 what happened. So I'm wondering, I know people going to try to say, well, maybe it got something to do with his missing brother. I don't know. But something had to have happened to him for him to be just, you don't just out of nowhere become a sociopath. I don't know. But I was really confused with his mother. This is a great example of why you both need to be on the same page for parenting, because she wanted to take Nate to therapy. And maybe Nate could have actually been able to verbalize what was happening to him or work through his emotions and, maybe find a better way to manage his anger. But she was listening to what Cal wanted to do and he didn't want to do that. This is why y'all got to be on the same page with y'all kids, because you could have a Nate because y'all couldn't be equally yoked and really understand what it meant to raise kids together as a team. That's what co-parenting is. Still co-parenting even when you're married, okay? So, what I was confused about, though, because when she started talking smack about how she liked Cassie and she don't like Maddie, which I understand because Maddie called her the C word, and I was like, yeah, you don't say that to people's mamas. But what I didn't get, but she was right when she said Maddie would be the person to get pregnant and keep the baby just to spite you. She wasn't lying about that. But what I didn't understand was she was like basically admitting that she knew that he choked her and she was okay with it. And I was like, Now, I know she called you C-word, but it's never okay for him to put his hands on another woman, okay? That's when you call one of your cousins and you had them go beat her ass on his behalf and your behalf. But you don't have him do that. That's not okay. And then when they try to act like I didn't touch her, they drop the charges. Now, sir, did Casper the Friendly Ghost put those marks on her neck? I don't think so. So I just didn't understand why he was doing all of that. But I know it had to hurt when she said that he's more flawed and hurt than Cal is, because that's saying a lot, okay? I knew he was hurt by that, but we see they just keep drinking together. I guess we just be drinking with our kids. I'm not going to question how other people's childhoods were, but that wasn't happening in my house. But you go ahead. Now, I ain't going to lie. I'm probably going to let my kids drink. I'm not going to let them get drunk, but I'm going to normalize liquor and teach them how to properly drink liquor so they don't get caught up doing no crazy stuff when they go to college or get older. I feel like if you just normalize things for teenagers, they probably don't care about actually doing it. The only fun in it is like, ooh, I'm drinking because my parents told me don't drink or don't have sex. But once you normalize things, and it's just like, well, my mom don't really be tripping, so like, it's no point for me to drink. Let me just pray that happens for my kids. But we see that Nate knows who Maddie is. He knows who he's been dating all these years, and so he basically takes a gun. He takes a gun and he's hiding in this girl's room. And I'm trying to figure out, where's Maddie's parents at? Where's anybody's parents? Because the parents that we do see there, I guess it really don't matter because Nate drinking with his mama. Cassie mama just let them do whatever they want to do. So I'm just like, I guess we need to stop asking for the parents because it don't matter. So Nate waiting in the room. Maddie don't see him. She done walked to the closet, then took all her clothes off, did all these things before she came and actually saw Nate. So Nate pulls the gun on her and asks her for the tape, and Nate is crazy. Like, he put the gun on her forehead and made her lay down. Then he put the gun on him. He clicking the gun back and forth. I was like, I'm assuming there's no bullets in this, and Nate is just doing what he normally does. But she doesn't know that. So she tried to play it off like she didn't watch the tape. I was like, sis, now we know you watched the tape, honey. So he ends up getting the tape from her, getting the CD from her. And then at the end, first of all, why did he rest his head on her chest like that? And then also, too, when he was just like, hey, are you okay? Bitch, I know you effing lying. Am I okay? When you pulled a gun on me, you snuck into my room and pulled a gun on me, am I okay? I was just playing. Bitch, what? Ain't no bullets in it. Bitch, that don't change nothing. What? I feel so bad for Maddie, like, to see her in that fetal position, like, just crying, and even to see her later in the episode when he take Cassie raggedy behind. Oh, let me just get through this because it was just so much. So then they just chill in the car drinking a beer. Then he called Jules. I guess he said he gonna torment everybody this episode. He called Jules, says that she's outside. He about to be outside. She hang up like, I don't care how I don't like you. Then he texts her like, hey, it's about you and my dad. So she takes a box cutter with her, gets in the car, and then basically he ends up he's like, hey, you want a beer? And I'm like, now why would she take a beer from you, Nate? Why, Nate? So he did end up apologizing to her, which I still felt like the apology was lackluster. He kind of lied when she was like, well, did a whole bunch of people watch it? He's like, no, which he didn't technically lie, but obviously Maddie had to watch the tape. But he ends up confirming, like, because she was like, why are you doing this? And then he was like, the reason is stupid. And then he was like, you should have seen what I had to do to get the tape. So that's not no laughing matter what you did to Maddie to get that tape, okay? Like, why are you smiling right now? But, you know, he tells her that, like, everything he ever said to her was true. So he did love her, and she said the same. So he did have feelings for her. He is in love with her. But then he calls. She ends up leaving, gets out of the truck. We see that she later watches the episode, the tape. But then we see he called raggedy ass Cassie. Why was this bitch so quick to answer the phone when he called, talking about pack a bag, you coming to stay with me? What? I'm sorry, Nate, do you have your own house or something? Like, I know Cal moved out. That's still your mama's house. So you could just be bringing tenants up in her house and she ain't gonna say nothing about it. But that's exactly what she did. What he did, and she didn't say nothing when he popped up. Lexi's mom sees Cassie leave, but she kind of just like, this girl's stupid. Let her go do what she want to do. I don't even care no more. She didn't look like what she looked. She really cared because she kind of did the like, my daughter is a dumbass hoe. That's really what she was thinking in her head, but as a mother, you can't really say that. But she was definitely thinking, my daughter is a dumbass hoe. Like, I know that's what she was thinking. Y'all can't tell me that she wasn't thinking that. So, this is when, you know, he brings her to mama house. Mama didn't say nothing. I guess she just like, whatever. My son a dumbass hoe too. Anyways, so then that's when we, you know, see them, like, they're together. I'm not here for this toxic relationship between Kate and Kate. That's what we're going to call them, Kate. But I'm not here for the toxic relationships between Nate and Cassie, how she hitting him and he's shoving her. I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm drained. My eyes are drained from seeing this toxic relationship. I will never root for them. I will never ship them. I don't like Cassie. I'm never going to like Cassie. We already knew Nate was trash, so I ain't even got to waste no more breath talking about him. But I'm just like, Cassie, baby, what is you doing? Why? I just don't understand. But overall, like, this is a very intense episode. Just seeing the whole interaction between Nate and Maddie, especially after they had kind of gotten into a better place, as better of a place that we've seen them have, to see where they are now, it was just very upsetting, and I just didn't understand it. But, I mean, I love the scenes with, like, Rue. I really love that they acknowledge how Gia is neglected in the North. And just, you know, with Leslie, hearing her cry about, you know, her child, you know, because Rue said she'd been trying to lead this world. So that was just really heartbreaking. But I really hope that Maddie stays away from Nate after all of this. He is crazy. You could let Cassie Raggedy behind be with him. I just don't understand at this point. But I need to know what's going to happen with Fezco and Ashtray and Faye. Is she going to rat them out or what's going to happen? I don't know. But I just need to get to next week's episode. I want to see the play. I want to get everybody's reaction to it. I want to see how much tea are they going to give out. I need the answers, okay? But those are my thoughts on Euphoria Season 2. Episode 6, what is it, 1,000 Little Trees of Blood. As always, my name is Sharana from Parawaits, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, go click that damn live after show after watching this, and I love you guys 3,000, and until I see you again,